If you're relocating to coastal North Carolina from places like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and other higher cost states, one of the biggest questions that people are asking me right now is this: is Wilmington, North Carolina still worth it in 2026? Because if you look online, you're going to see two very different stories. One says Wilmington is still one of the best coastal cities to move to in the entire Southeast. And the other says prices, insurance, and growth are changing that equation. So in this video, I want to break down the actual reality buyers relocating here are dealing with in 2026, so you can decide if Wilmington still makes sense for you. So first, let's talk about why Wilmington became so popular in the first place. For a lot of people moving from the Northeast like I did, Wilmington checks several boxes at once. You're near the beach, you've got a real city with hospitals, restaurants, and an airport. And the overall cost of living is still lower than many major markets in the East Coast. And now that combination is rare. But the big thing people notice quickly when they start researching Wilmington today is that the costs are not what they were 10 years ago. So housing has risen significantly. Insurance costs are higher than inland parts of North Carolina. And the population growth has created more traffic than the area is used to. So for example, homeowners insurance in Wilmington ranges between $2,000 and $3,500 per year, and flood insurance can add another $800 to $2,000 annually, depending on the flood zone and your elevation. So those numbers surprise a lot of out-of-state buyers who only look at property taxes when comparing states. Another factor people are starting to understand is flood risk. About 30% of properties in Wilmington currently have some level of flood risk, and projections show that could increase slightly over the next few decades. Now, that doesn't mean Wilmington is unsafe or unlivable. It just means understanding elevation, flood zones, and insurance is a critical part of the buying decision here. The other major shift happening is growth. Wilmington is no longer a quiet coastal town. It's a growing coastal city with healthcare systems, universities, film production history, and a port economy. Now that growth has benefits and trade-offs. The benefits are better job opportunities, more restaurants, amenities, and more infrastructure investment. And that trade-off is that traffic, especially near the beaches and major corridors. It's heavier than it used to be. Now, the reason a lot of relocation buyers still choose Wilmington is because it offers something that is hard to find along the East Coast. You're living near Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, and Topsail Island, but you still have access to a full city. And when you compare Wilmington to other coastal cities in the Southeast, the overall cost structure can still be more reasonable. For example, maintaining the same lifestyle in Charleston often requires significantly higher monthly income due to housing costs and rent differences. So the real question isn't, is Wilmington worth it? The better question is Wilmington worth it for the way you want to live? Some buyers want a walkable downtown lifestyle. Some others want quiet neighborhoods, 10 or 15 minutes outside the city. And some people realize they actually prefer towns like Hampstead or Porter's Neck once they start understanding the area. And that's why relocation decisions here are rarely just about the house. They're about how daily life actually works here. If you're trying to figure out whether Wilmington, Hampstead, or any other nearby area makes the most sense for your lifestyle, that's exactly what I help relocation buyers work through every single day. I made the same exact move from the Northeast, so I understand it's more than just finding a house. It's about finding that desired lifestyle that you always dreamed of. If you have any questions, all my contact information is in the video description. I would love to talk to you. One, you could help learn the area a little bit more, and two, I love talking to people. So have a great day. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you.